world of cable news screaming and social media echo chambers, it's easy to lose the signal in the noise. Every day, policy is debated, votes are cast, and your tax dollars are spent. We cut through the headlines to bring you the critical context you need, focusing on what's really going on in news and politics. Welcome to the Analytical Iowan Podcast. This is your daily dose of fact-driven politics. Let's analyze today's news. Here's Eric.
We are back here on the Analytical Iowan Podcast. This is going to be the podcast for Monday, February 2nd, and I'm doing a TikTok live. Decided to do a live tonight. Going to see who ends up joining us. And we've got a lot to talk about because there's always stuff to talk about. I think I say that almost every day. So as people are coming in, we are going to see what's on their mind. We're going to filter things in and go from there. Don't currently have anybody in the room yet. We're going to see if I end up getting any sort of community guidelines violations like I have some nights, but we're going to be discussing news, politics, and everything else going on. So, as we wait for people to show up, we're going to be talking about the Kennedy Center that Donald Trump has decided that he is going to close the Kennedy Center for 2 years. Now, don't know if he can do that unilaterally. Of course, he is. Oh, there's Optimistic. I see Optimistic out there. How you doing, Optimistic? But he's closed the Kennedy Center, or going to be for 2 years, claiming remodel. But don't know how he's funding that. They tried to tell us that there was no funding for the Kennedy Center, and that there was no ability to that they were losing money, right? So where's the money coming from to remodel the Kennedy Center? He just wants it closed for 2 years. So we're not discussing how bad it's actually doing and how bad. Oh, there's Bo out there. I see Bo. Recognize him from my lives and from the Rational Boomer. I'll go ahead and see. We'll give that a shot. Gonna see if we can get TJ up here. I don't even know if he's out in the audience yet. Just decided to kind of go live and see what happens. But he wants to close the Kennedy Center right now. I think in part because he doesn't want us talking about the things that are going on. The fact that they cannot get acts to show up, that people are canceling contracts, and they are not. Hey, TJ.
What's up? Hello?
Hey, TJ, what's up?
Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
What? What's up, TJ? Oh, Rebecca's out there too. Lucy Doug says he didn't think this through, and Optimistic agrees with me. Yeah, he didn't think it through. He didn't think through ending up, closing the Kennedy Center, that it would backfire. He just thought we'd stop talking about it and that it would end up working out for him, but it hasn't. And that he ended up failing, like always. Bo says everyone canceling, so he closes it. Yeah. Do we get to add this to the list of things that have failed under Donald Trump? Does this go the way of Trump Steaks, Trump University, Trump Water, Trump Casinos, Trump Charities? I think it was the Trump Foundation. He doesn't want us talking about the number of acts that are canceling and all that bad press. So he just says, yeah, we're going to shut it down, and it's now easier. Well, there's Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, Eric. Yeah, the TJ was having the lag was really, really bad. He went downstairs to try to fix it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, renovation's my ass.
Exactly. Coffee Man says his casinos ended the same way. Yeah. Couldn't get people to show up in part because he built them too big. He was told by professionals that, hey, you can only build it so big, and he had to have the biggest, had to have the best, and it failed. Bo says Trump marriages. Yeah, he's on marriage number 3. I wonder when he's going to be on to marriage number 4.
He buried one. He buried one of them in his freaking golf course just so he could get the tax breaks. Are you kidding me?
Oh, 100% believe that's why he buried her there. TJ says he don't pay the contractors. Exactly. And TJ's back with us.
Yeah, I figured it. I figured it out. There was a complication. I have some equipment that runs on a separate Wi-Fi router. And when I run that equipment, which I did earlier today, I left the router running, and it causes interference with the other router.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So I shut that router off, and now I'm good.
Bo, you're 100% right. The next Trump files.
Yeah, Coffee Man says the ballroom is another failed project. Yeah, that's if it ever gets built. I don't think it will.
No, it'll pass on to the next president, and they'll do something productive.
They're just gonna replace the East Wing. You know what I mean? It's never gonna be a thing.
Yeah, and I think and if JD goes through with the ballroom, because I firmly believe JD will be the next president, and that's only because Trump's not going to make it to 2029. Not that I'm expecting JD.
He's not going to make it to 2026 midterms. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, that's probably fair. I'm just saying I wanted to be clear that I'm not saying I have any belief that JD is going to win in 2028.
Oh, fuck no.
No, I don't think it happens. So I think what's going to happen is JD is going to let it quietly go. He's going to settle the lawsuits over it, saying, okay, fine, we'll just rebuild the East Wing. We upgraded the bunker anyway. That was the main concern. And that's the dumb thing. If it was literally all about just building a better bunker underneath and upgrading that, if they would have come out and said, okay, we got to tear down the East Wing to upgrade the bunker, we're going to rebuild the East Wing, the public wouldn't be pissed.
I would say, why not just come out and say that? But he can't do that. That's not his nature.
No, he can't. It's like with Greenland. If it was all about just putting a better base on Greenland, he would have went to NATO. And I took this idea from Legal Dad. But Legal Dad was right. He goes, if Trump would have gone to NATO and Greenland and Denmark and said, hey, I think we're a little shy here for defense. If we do this, this, and this, it would be better. And went to him with a plan. They probably would have said, yeah, sure. It sounds great. But instead, he comes out with the threats and we're going to take over Greenland and we got to do it for defense and all this and that. Because he doesn't know how to be diplomatic. He doesn't know how to come across reasonable. All he knows how to do
is bully people. Yeah. He's
110%. That's all he knows.
The sad part about the whole thing, and it's gone on in the first term and now into the second term, and the thing that people don't understand or realize is that the President of the United States is supposed to be the highest diplomat in the world. And when you're charged with this responsibility, you are supposed to act like the highest diplomat in the world. So you're supposed to carry yourself and act like you have some class and dignity for your country, and he has none of this.
None at all. And now we have the Rational Boomer joining us.
Oh,
business is about to pick up.
I gotta pop out for a second because I'm getting a bunch of other noise from something else planned. I'll pop out and I'll pop back in.
Sounds good.
Well, while we're waiting, I'm going to share this live some more. Go on.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Donald Trump, if he was any sort of a leader, if he was even the deal maker he claims to be, he could come to these deals without the threats, without the bullshit. But he doesn't know how. He's never known how to do that. He wants us to believe he knows how, but he doesn't know how to do it at all. And that's, a problem. Like you said, TJ, he's supposed to be the best diplomat, or the head diplomat for the United States, and one of the best in the world. And in the past, I would say most of our presidents have been. Donald Trump has been one of the exceptions at the absolute worst.
Obama was the best in modern history, if you ask me, for diplomacy.
Yeah, agreed.
Probably.
Agreed.
I think, though, Obama had to be, just by virtue of being the first African American president.
Yeah,
that made
he had more.
the spotlight
He had
on him.
he had more to prove. I agree with that.
But he did. He stepped up to the plate and he did prove it. And
Oh, he crushed it.
Oh, 100%.
which was
but-
very difficult for him, because he was, not only was he the first African American president, but he was also a junior senator when he ran for presidency. So
Yeah, but also there's stark and vast differences between Donald Trump and Barack Obama.
for
know,
sure.
I mean, I think Barack Obama is slightly more articulate than Donald Trump.
You think? No way.
I mean, I understand the reality of the windmills making the whales crazy in the ocean and all that, but
Yeah, I mean, Barack Obama came out, and I think one of the reasons why certain Republicans hated him was because he spoke like an educated person.
but he
Right,
wore,
which they couldn't understand how a black
Hold
man
on.
could ever do that.
all that's out the window because he wore a tan suit.
That too.
Yeah, right.
Can't forget the
At
tan
least
suit.
at least he was wearing pants. So there's that.
Yes, but they went after him for a tan suit.
I know, it's ridiculous.
But they won't go after Donald Trump for wearing a diaper.
No, he shit himself on national television, and everybody. Did you see the look on the woman's face that was standing behind him? Did you see that clip?
Yeah, I did.
And she's like covering her nose, like, because he just blasted a fucking big deuce in his diaper. Holy shit!
Is Mike back? Mike, are you there?
Yeah,
He
I'm
looks.
back.
Oh, he's back.
I was blocking a Trumplefuck, so
Oh, I gotta close this window.
it wasn't
Well-
bad. Just he made a comment about what's going to happen to Obama and Pence at Gitmo, and well, he had to go.
Yeah. Bye.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say, my wife and I spent some time with my grandson, who's 8 months old, and he blew out a diaper too, and he just kind of smiled at me like, "Motherfucker, you got to get this straight. It's not my job."
So, hey,
Probably
Mike,
similar to Donald Trump.
is your nickname Wet Wipes?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
To be honest with you, when it comes down to changing my grandson, it's more my wife than me. But when I had kids, I changed more diapers than she did,
That's interesting.
so I know how to do it. I don't like doing it, but you do what you got to do.
Well, can you imagine being the motherfucker that has to change Donald Trump's diaper?
Oh, good Lord, that would be horrific. You couldn't pay me enough money to sit next to
Isn't
him,
Ron
let alone
DeSantis
change
the
his
diaper
fucking diaper.
changing the
No,
professional?
he's the urine handler.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
so shouldn't he be the professional at that?
You would think he has the training and aptitude to do it as well as anybody else. It's just ridiculous.
You couldn't pay me enough to do that job. I mean, you'd have to start north of $1 million, and that's, like $1 million a time maybe, and I'd consider it.
All I have to say is if I get that job, I'm going to get paid $1 million. I'm going to have access to diapers and a tent steak.
I knew that was coming.
Right.
That's how he got in that position to begin with.
Yeah, when you
claim.
heard that story sounds crazy, but it would explain a lot. It would explain a lot. And if there is any video of that, I will go to all of my investments and cash them out just to see it. That would be awesome.
Oh, I don't know if I want to see it though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean, because
no,
they gotta get up close and
it would be
personal.
like the girls in the cups video.
Yeah,
Like,
two
you
girls,
can't-
one cup. Yeah. You can't.
not.
It's like a train wreck. You can't not look at it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What
Wow.
have you guys
No.
been talking about?
Not a lot. We just kind of got started. Big thing was DJT saying he's closing the Kennedy Center for 2 years.
So
I think
Yeah.
For renovations, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How about like an empty fucking calendar from here to
'cause
eternity?
nobody will ever go there, so he has to close it for renovations.
And that's
Yeah, I
how
think
Donald
that's-
Trump does stuff. He fucks up and then he makes an excuse.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, did you hear what he also said? I don't know
What?
if this is gaslighting or he's just misinformed. He said now that these Epstein files have come out, the ones that we've been reading that are so horrific, where he's mentioned 3,000 times, he
Yeah.
says, well, these files pretty much absolved me. In fact, it's the opposite of what people expected. So
Well,
he
but-
thinks
but-
he's safe.
But are you really surprised? Because all the dumb fucks around him tell him it's no big deal, right? He doesn't read
Yeah.
anything. He can't read anything. He doesn't have
No.
the capacity or the aptitude to read fuck all of anything, right? So these dumb fucks like Carolyn Levitt and fucking Stephen Miller are saying, "Oh, it's no big deal. They just mention you in there that you knew Jeffrey Epstein." He actually believes that bullshit. And you know what?
Yeah.
He does.
The narrative coming from right wing media right now is unbelievably and astoundingly stupid. Like, I can't believe the memes that I see the Trumplafuck sharing on Facebook right now are ridiculously the dumbest thing I have seen in fucking years. They honestly believe, because they're not smart enough to go and actually look at the information. They honestly believe that it's all mundane things in there about Donald Trump.
They also believe that Hulk Hogan was the baddest man on earth.
Yeah,
It's, it's the same crowd of people.
True. I mean, the thing with Donald Trump, he said he did the same thing about the Mueller report, right? Comes out and says, "Oh, it perfectly exonerates me. It proves there was no connection." Yet in the Mueller report, it says if you weren't the sitting president, you'd be charged. It did the exact opposite. He doesn't read anything like you guys were saying. He's been told that it exonerates him, and that's what he's going to go with. They're telling him what he wants to hear, and he is too stupid to realize it. And his supporters are too stupid to realize they're being lied to.
Well, they tell
They're the ones-
him that because they don't want to catch a Big Mac across the forehead.
Now, or a dirty diaper.
Right.
You know-
He's going to continue to try to gaslight or he's misinformed or whatever. But these documents are pretty clear, and it's more than just old guys and, what you're hearing is absolutely horrific. It's cause for people being unalived. It's just, it's crazy. If you told me this 5 years ago, I'd said it was a crazy conspiracy theory. But now what we know about Donald Trump and what we're seeing that is alleged to have happened, I got to consider it because of the crazy shit we've already seen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with everything, this whole thing ends up being, it's going to be a dog pile when it's all said and done. But when you start adding everything that has been going on with this administration, you add in Butler, Pennsylvania, you add in You know, just all of it. I kind of lost my train of thought, but when you start adding all of it together, you got to go, it might be true. Because what else?
Well, we know what he said about what he can do to women because he's famous. We know that there's been 26 accusations of SA. We know that he's been adjudicated with SA. We know that we've got people coming out. See, this is my thing. You know, people on the right will say, well, there's no evidence in these files that says he did it. Maybe not. But we've got some credible tips and witnesses and Jeffrey Epstein's own email. Maybe there's nothing there to convict him yet, but there certainly is plenty to get an indictment and to investigate and to prosecute. The question is after all these decades, why has there been no investigation? And it's clear, because they're rich, they're white, and they're powerful. That's the only reason they haven't been prosecuted, and that's why they're still being saved today.
Yeah, exactly. And look at what Donald Trump said about the people in the files. He was talking to Marjorie Taylor Greene and said, well, people are going to get hurt by releasing these files. The only people that are going to get hurt are the perpetrators.
Or the
not
people in the
victims.
files.
Yeah. Exactly. And he wants to protect them. And they've been protected because they're rich and powerful. And it's not going to hold them anymore. There's enough outcry for this. It's going to get called out. And we're finding out about things about people, you know, that maybe we didn't want to know that are worse than, you know, that they're worse people than what we ever thought. Like, who would have thought Bill Gates would have been connected? But here we are.
Right.
Well, and Love Big Dogs has said something that was very poignant. This person said the FBI has had these files since 2008. That means Republicans and Democrats alike have had these files, and they've chose to ignore them. And the same reason the Republicans are hiding it are the same reasons the Democrats are hiding it. Because there's a lot of people with big money that they count on to stuff their pockets with money, and they're rather turn a blind eye to it as opposed to piss off or lose their sugar daddies. And you know, the fact is there may or may not be more Republicans in these files, but you've got to look at all the people that were there that maybe didn't participate in these activities but knew they were going on and still went. We've got to hold accountable the members of Congress who continue to cover this up, even though they know what was going on. The guilt is plentiful and it's widespread.
Well, I brought optimistic up because why not? And always full of energy.
Oh no, thank you guys. Mike, Russian Boomer, you answered my question because I just can't. I'm hoping that Bill Gates went to these events for, you know, business deals, not being a
Yeah, but
creep.
it doesn't matter if he knew what was going on. He was complicit. So
That
Say
is a good
optimistic.
point. That is a good point.
Optimistic? Your name is optimistic, not naive.
That's true. That's true. That is true.
I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but you know, Bill Gates has had some problems in the past, and that's why he got a divorce. So I'm willing to bet that it wasn't just business transactions that he was after hanging around with Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, in one of the articles I read about it, they were talking about Bill Gates, and apparently there are emails confirming that supposedly Bill Gates caught something from one of the girls supplied by Epstein.
Wow.
Yeah.
Epstein got him medication to treat it. So
Well,
apparently
wait
he
a
wasn't
minute.
innocent.
There's more to that. They got a medication to treat Bill Gates, but he got a medication that Bill Gates could give to his wife, Melinda, surreptitiously so she didn't have to find out. He was going to slip it in her drink so she could be medicated for whatever he got that he might have handed off to her.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my.
As far as Bill Gates not participating, going there for business reasons, optimistic. I'll put it to you this way: when I was in my teens, we had a lot of keg parties. Okay. Now, if I was to tell you I went to all these keg parties and never drank a beer, would you buy that?
No.
Okay, there you go. There's your answer.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think I don't know if there's going to be anybody who can get away and just say, "Well, I only knew about it." There might be some people in the files that were, looked into because they had talked to Epstein at one point or another, and maybe it was just 2 brief phone calls or something. But most of the people in these files are going to be guilty of doing something, and I think we're going to be surprised by some of the names that ultimately come out.
Well, not for nothing. I'm sure there were girls there that were over the age of 18 as well, because I'm sure there were some people that, were not down with having sex with underage girls and they wanted girls. But it doesn't matter if you're complicit to if you knew what was going on there, you're just as guilty. So it doesn't
You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right, Rebecca.
The thing about it is girls over 18 can be trafficked too. These people were not necessarily
for sure.
in agreement with this, because we know that through these things they said, if you tell anybody, you could end up being fertilizer. So there's a lot of shit going on here over and above the difference between age, being underage or overage. There was a lot of nasty shit going on so that nobody would say anything about what these wealthy people were doing. The underage people, that's horrible. But I think there were a lot of things being done with people that were beyond the age of consent, but were still being mistreated and assaulted.
Well, and some of those girls that were over the age of 18 had been found as victims under 18. They were just still there.
Yeah, correct.
And now
Yeah.
suddenly they're 18. So any way you slice it, just because they were over the age of 18 doesn't make it okay. And anybody who was there and knew that people over the or under the age of 18 were being mistreated, they're just as guilty. If they were there and they knew it was going on, they should be held accountable as well.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
Can they be tried as an assessor? Well, I guess, would they be an assessor?
Sure.
Possibly.
As long
Yeah.
as long as the statute of limitations hasn't run out on the crime.
Well, and I saw somebody talking about it. I don't know this for a fact, but I saw somebody was saying that in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where Little St. James is located, there is no limit for charges for what we're talking about. That there is no statute of limitations. It's for life, just like a murder charge. So, in theory, maybe they could end up facing, actual charges.
Yeah, but is it a federal crime or is it a territorial crime?
I don't know, but if it's a territory crime, Donald Trump can't pardon it. Just
Correct.
like a state crime, I believe.
Yeah, that would be the same premise, yes. Which is interesting, actually, because all the people that have committed these atrocities in the files, which, of course, we haven't seen the worst of the worst yet. It's yet to come, right? The ones that have committed the worst of the worst are actually statutorily culpable in, the Virgin Islands.
Yeah. And that's the worst of the evidence is probably in that 3 million pages plus that we haven't seen yet.
Right. Listen, isn't Pam Bondi supposed to come and testify in front of Congress like on the 16th?
Yeah, I think she is.
I think so.
Yeah, how the fuck's that gonna work?
Well, I saw, was it Jamie Raskin? That's who it was. It was Jamie Raskin had said he would vote in favor of holding the Clintons in contempt over not showing up to testify over the Epstein files if they also held Pam Bondi in contempt for the Epstein files.
I'm not entirely sure that the Clintons wouldn't show up.
The Clintons said they would show up.
Yeah, they came out
said
again
was-
and said like release the rest of the Epstein files. Like they came out again and said that recently. So
What they said was we'll show up if it's a public hearing.
Yeah.
That's
Have it
fair.
open to
as
the
well they
public,
should.
televise
It
it.
should never be a private.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't have it be behind closed doors, and we'll be there. We'll talk. Oh,
Oh, they also said this. They also said, why would we show up with regards to the Epstein files if they haven't been fully released as they're legally required to do? Release
Right.
all the files, and then we'll show up.
That's
That's
a legit
incredible.
that's a legit argument.
Yeah.
it is very legit. I added in Trucker, so let's see what Trucker's got to say. Trucker, you there?
He's probably
Yeah.
gonna cry. He's probably gonna cry about the snow.
No, I'm gonna cry because you invited me 20 minutes ago and didn't tell me.
I sent you. What do you mean I didn't tell you? That was the invite, motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking about?
I figured you would like that one. I tell you what I got. Like, my brain is exploding with all of this shit that's coming out. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen some stuff that I'm like, there's no way this is true. You know what I mean? Like I can't even wrap my head around some of the things that I'm hearing, you know, with the George Bush allegedly and all this other stuff. And it's like, there's no way this shit is true. It can't be. But then again, these guys are rich elitists. You just never know.
Yeah. I mean, I heard that too. That there's some stuff involving George H.W. Bush.
Yes.
It's like he'd be one of the last people I would have thought would have been connected. I guess maybe in his younger days, but by the time we're talking about Epstein, he was, a very old man. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have thought he would have been
Yeah, well-
involved, but
Some
guess
connections are fairly tenuous though. Like, I mean, Mom Donnie's mother apparently, because she was an artist, was at a party that Ghislaine Maxwell threw. So you never know how connected they
Right.
really are. So
Yeah. And
it's
then
hard without seeing everything. It's hard to take.
Well, that's what's funny about it is the Trumple fucks are trying to make a big ordeal about Mom Donnie's mother knowing Jeffrey Epstein or was in the photo. He was a little kid. What the fuck's that have to do with anything? Like, it doesn't mean fucking fuck all about anything. It's so stupid.
yeah. I mean, but this is the same group that tries to say he was celebrating and dancing in the streets over 9/11 when he was like what, 9, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was probably in his like 5th grade class or 4th grade class. You know what I mean? Like doing his math homework. I
Right.
mean, come on, give me a fucking break.
yeah, and then I saw something with Eminem about some restaurant in Ohio, and it's just like, what in the heck? I don't know what to believe anymore.
Well, as Chris says here in the comments, who is to say that Trump didn't put fake stuff in there to throw us off? That wouldn't surprise me in the least.
That's a good point.
Especially
I'm
every
sorry.
accusation with Donald Trump is a confession. He talks about paid agitators and paid protesters and paid attendees.
Yeah, but
We find out they do that.
it's possible. It's possible that happened, but that won't stand for long because there's duplicate copies of the files. So
Oh,
he
yeah.
might get away with that in the short term, but in the long term, he's going to get fucked on it because the courts have the records. The people who were involved in the prosecutions know what's in there and what isn't. Like, so maybe like he can try that as a distraction, but it's going to fail, and then he's going to be in more shit for it.
Yeah, he's definitely going to try it at least because that's all he's got, right? He's got to divert and distract and delay away from it. and tries to make it seem different somehow, just because he knows how bad it's going to be for him. Like the whole reason he didn't want the files released and why he wants us to stop talking about his connection to Epstein isn't because he's remorseful for anything he's done or he admits anything he did was wrong. He just knows how bad it's going to be for him publicly. And he doesn't want that smoke. He doesn't want the negative perception of himself. That's all he cares about.
Yeah, he's in survival mode. Narcissists do that. When they get into this position where they're cornered, they just start flailing. That's when they're the most dangerous. They're going to do anything, throw anybody under the bus, burn every fucking bridge. And we can see that's pretty much what he's doing. He's losing ground. He's losing support. He doesn't know what to do, so he's doing everything. And that's the end game. That's the end times for a narcissist. The good news, it's going to be over soon. The bad news, it's going to get real messy up until that point.
Yeah. And Mike, I want to say before I forget, congratulations on being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, well, yeah. I did a TikTok about that, and when Trucker T's saying that, it's not me being, and it's really not me at all because I don't live in Minneapolis anymore. But the city of Minneapolis and the citizens of Minneapolis have been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. That should make Donald Trump shit his pants again.
Oh, I'm hoping they win.
I was about to say, I hope they win too.
The Big
Well, they
Macs
should.
exploded against the wall when that happened. I can assure you.
That would tip him over.
Yeah, that would be awesome. When little Jacob Fry goes up and accepts the Nobel Peace Prize for all of Minneapolis, and his speech consists of "fuck Donald Trump," that would be perfect.
I mean, you know what they could do with that Peace Prize if they do win it? I don't know if it's in Minneapolis, but don't you guys have the Confederate battle flag that you guys acquired during the Civil War? Maybe you could put it right next to it in a museum.
Yeah, that's true.
We do have this Confederate battle flag from some southern state, Alabama or something.
No,
and
it's from it's from Virginia, and they want it back.
Okay.
By the way,
They want it back, and Minnesota says "fuck yourself." I think it's hilarious.
Oh God. Oh, and sorry, Mike, I did not mean. So last night, TJ, it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm texting Mike like, "Hey, where'd you go?" Somebody, I don't know, scammed his account and pretending to be him with his picture. So I thought it was him that jumped into the live I was on. And Mike was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
what the fuck? Hey, what the fuck are you texting Mike for at fucking 2:30 in the morning?
I just told you because I saw him on the live, but it wasn't him. I thought he was up.
Well, I
Oh,
was up. I just
But he was,
finished recording, and
yeah, he was gracious. He didn't cuss me out like you would have. So,
yeah, this motherfucker's retired. I have to go to work and shit.
so I do apologize,
hey,
Mike.
hey, dude, let me just say this. Maybe I don't weld together pipes, but I do like 10 TikToks a day and an hour and a half podcast every day. It's not like I'm not working.
Yeah, TJ, and that's every day.
Yeah, TJ.
Every day.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
But yeah, there was something else.
So now they're scamming his account and jumping in lives. That's a good one.
Yeah, it popped up. It said Rational Boomer. It had this picture that he has right here.
Oh,
And
they pop up. They pop up in my comments all the time.
oh, nice.
Oh,
Your
by the way,
own,
thanks for listening
your
to me. Want to buy some crypto?
wait, hold on. Your own imposters comment on your own shit.
Well,
Oh
they
yeah.
usually come in and try to sell something with my picture on it.
Oh, I
I
see. I
and
see.
if I they'll come in and say, "Hey, to all my followers, we got this new deal." I get these other commenters that come in that will just say something that has nothing to do with what I was talking about, and then they'll announce boy, this person saved me so much money or made me so much money, and put a link to some other
Nice.
creator. And it's a scam, and I usually block them too. It's just not worth it.
I see British John is out there, but I'm not quite ready to wrap up yet. So I'm going to take a page from Mike's book and wait for British John. I don't want to get taken down. I want to be able to use this later.
So let me ask you guys
You
this.
know,
I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, British John has been fairly good lately. He's not caused me to be taken down, but he has the capacity. He could
Yes.
do it.
British John does, oh, I'm nice version.
You guys can
I,
drop me down and I can just go to the chat. Thank you guys for answering my questions. I enjoyed chatting with you.
Thank you,
You can drop
optimistic.
down
Thanks,
or you can stay,
optimistic.
either one.
Yeah, he's got 3 boxes.
Okay.
So
I got room.
here's my question: the state of Indiana quietly snuck in a bill, well, snuck in a provision in the bill that if your college degree, how did they word this? If you could make the same amount of money or more money with with a high school diploma as you can with a college degree, they're going to cancel that college degree and no longer fund it.
Wow.
So
Well, I know some jobs here in Iowa. I had a former coworker who said his sister-in-law, there was a degree required for her job to do the job. And it was, I think it was social work or something like that.
mhm.
And she was going to cap out at like 30 grand a year or something. You can about make that, at $15 to $20 an hour.
Exactly.
yeah,
And those are the
Joe,
degrees they're getting rid of. That's crazy to me.
British John is indicating that he only has 6 minutes. Are you going to roll the dice?
I already rolled the dice. I brought him up.
Yeah, he's there. Hi, John.
I'll tell you how nice I'm being. I don't even have a J joke for you, but technically I'm not required to have
What?
one at this point. But hold on, it's not your podcast. And is it really an hour and a half podcast, Mike, if it's just you talking and no one listening, or is that just lunchtime at the care home?
Ah, yeah, it's
So
just
Jay doesn't
well,
get the joke. Mike catches strays this
I
time.
know it.
I like
I,
they just put a microphone in his bedroom and they know he won't leave for 2 hours. There's nothing connected to it, but
I always have
it's just happens in there talking.
look, man. I always have a guest. I had Tom Powell Jr. on yesterday. For fuck's sake, he's got 1 million followers. It's not just me.
Tom
I always have a
Pollen
guest when I
Jr.
want to.
I'm sorry, that sounds like a brand of yoga pants.
No, it's not. It's not. No, I always have guests, or I do a live, and you know how I do the live. So it's a little more than me sitting in. And besides, I take offense to you saying I sit in my bedroom, motherfucker. I sit in my living room. For fuck's sake, get it straight.
I know that Barker Lounger looks comfy.
Yeah, well,
Um,
go Gophers, right, Mike?
Fuck the
I,
Gophers.
I, I want to say that the state of Indiana is absolutely right on this one. Just for shits and giggles. I don't usually give out too much personal information about myself, but I just finished I'm pretty much finished on my tax return for last year, and last year I netted $328,000, and I do not have a college degree. In fact, I was expelled from high school twice. However, I am the exception, not the rule. And I have yet to meet any cybersecurity experts coming out of the University of Indiana system. I'm afraid I wish there were, but that is not. They come out of the state of Indiana. They don't come out of the state of Indiana public school system. They come out of one particular school that happens to be in Indiana. I think it's in Indiana, right? It's shit.
You talk about Notre
Is it in the
Dame?
Indiana? I am. Right? No, it is there. It is there. Sounds really
Yeah,
hard.
we
I'm
got the
like,
big
wait, I was
three.
on,
We've
I was
got
on
Notre
18.
Dame, IU, and Purdue.
That's right. You got the chicken people, the Catholics, and I haven't got a joke for the third one.
Yeah, I use They're national champions. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's amazing how a little money can turn a fucking team around. Yeah, that's probably true.
Someone said, someone, I'm going to get it wrong. I was, met a friend of my wife's the other day for dinner, and he made a reference to, I don't get the whole black shirt and red shirt thing, and he said, oh yeah, it's not like an old team. They ran out of black shirts, they ran out of red shirts, and all the shirts come from thrift stores. I will not name the college institution he was talking about, but I thought, wow, that is dark, and that's me saying that.
Yeah, that's some dark shit.
Wow, joke dark. That's dark for British John. That says something.
Well, I had a practical reason for coming up, and it saddens me. It does. With the news that came out today, I'm really beside myself that I will not be able to bring my parody production of Hamilton to the Kennedy Center in 2027 as originally planned. But
I got to tell you, John, I'm a little
I
offended.
will.
I'm a little offended by the fact that you come on here with a practical reason, and all the time on my show you never have one. So try to shore it up on the next time you show up on my live.
Is it not practical to undermine Jay? I thought that was a given. That was.
Well, yeah, there is something to be said about that. That's true.
That seems like a practical reason, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny, but I'm doing God's work. If God was doing His job, then His mother wouldn't be here. Anywho,
John, there's always hope before 2027 that the renovations will be canceled for practical reasons. So
I want to know what these renovations are. They're going to make the seats wider for his ass, or what? It's like they have to demolish the whole thing.
I think the renovations are going to convert to a paint job and maybe some carpet, and that'll probably be about it. Just enough to show that it looks slightly different than it did before.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it's a single seat with a personal bidet. Think about that. I mean, that seems legitimate.
Yeah, but
Well, they
TJ,
could
you're
just
the
cut a
plumber.
hole in each. They could just cut a hole in each seat and put a bucket underneath it.
Ew.
I would.
I mean-
would say.
But TJ,
feel
you're
like-
the plumber, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
take 2 years to install one of those, right?
No, absolutely not.
About 20 minutes.
But you know what? Like, if they do that, it's gonna kill jobs because Wet Wipes is gonna be out of a job.
Yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to flush those anyway. You know that. You're a plumber.
No,
I know that.
yeah, we know
As a
that.
plumber, as a
firsthand.
plumber,
know
he
all about
welcomes people
that.
doing that. As a
TJ
plumber, he welcomes people doing that. That's his biggest source of revenue.
I got a question for you guys. This is a serious question too. I saw this today with Roy Woods Jr. He says he says who had the most amount of people? Melania's movie that premiered today or Friday rather at the AMC in New York, or the most people that piled into a smart car.
Ooh,
I think
smart car,
smart
smart car for sure.
He had 15 people for the New York showing, and 20 people piled into a smart car.
I need you guys to
what-
tell me if this is true. What I saw, I need you to tell me if this is true. First of all, Melania was running around telling everybody that, yay, my movie's #1. And it only got a 7 on Rotten Tomatoes. But Donald Trump, I saw something, I don't know if it was created or he really did this. It's so stupid, he could have done it. But he took on True Social and took a picture from downtown Minneapolis when there was like 70,000 people out there. And he put that in his True Social, and he says, "This is people trying to get tickets for Melania's movie." That
My
can't be
fucking
real.
ass.
I haven't
No,
seen that.
you see,
I saw it.
so
Did
can
he
I just
have
say
real?
that is actually one of the more creative jokes that I've seen him come up with. I will give him half a hand on that one. That is actually pretty damn funny. That is. ironic,
But
which is not an American trait too often, but that is, I'll give him that one. He can take a W on that one.
You know,
but was he trying to
That's
be funny, or was he trying to
no,
gaslight?
no, he's trying to gaslight. There's no way he's trying to be funny. And I gotta say, I take a great amount of pleasure in that movie being a flop. I'm not even
Oh
gonna
yeah.
lie.
Oh yeah, like I was doing some research just to see what they viewed a good movie at, and they usually want to make back at least half of their budget on opening. Their
right, but this
budget
film had
was
45 million, and they spent 35 million on marketing.
right. Their
And
budget
they,
was like 80 million, and they've made
yeah,
$8 or $7
eight
million.
eight
It's a
million on the
flop.
opening day. 8 million.
But here's the thing, and this is the thing, you're looking at the numbers wrong. Because what actually happened is Jeff Bezos just spent $80 million to get regulatory authority to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Exactly.
That's a bargain. And he doesn't even have to serve in government like Elon did. That's where Elon went wrong. He could have just bankrolled a film.
Well, that and of course he ended up, getting a write-off. They could just declare it all as losses, and it's a tax break.
I just realized I like the idea that not only that, but now Jeff Bezos knows anybody that watches this on Amazon Prime, he now knows that they're morons. I mean, that is
Yep.
so, when they say get to know your customer, that is fantastic data. That has value. Like Amazon's original premise was selling books, not to those people. Apart from obviously a Trump Bible or three.
Yeah.
That is, do you know that the South is the best eyesight in the country statistically?
Best
You know,
eyesight.
The best eyesight. You would consider the American South has far better eyesight than the North by a factor of 5.
oh, how so?
They don't buy reading glasses.
Oh,
because
yeah,
they can't
okay.
read, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
I
all right,
got you.
John. That one went over my head.
So are you telling me that the Dollar General in Birmingham, Alabama, the reading glasses shelf is full? Is that what you're telling me?
That's what it sounds like.
I'm from
Um,
the South.
Whoops.
I am from the South.
Do
Pretty
you wear
sure.
glasses? Do you
I'm
wear
sorry, what
glasses?
now?
She's
Do
she's
you
too
wear?
young to need those.
I do
Right.
wear glasses.
But they're
okay.
prescription, right?
Yeah, prescription.
Okay.
I've also
Okay.
heard. I've also heard that anywhere south of the Mason-Dixon line, they can't sell a DNA kit to fucking save their soul.
Oh
There's really no
God.
point.
Yeah, you only
Oh
need one.
gosh.
That reminds me of a video I just watched before I came on, and it was a girl and a boy, and she says, "Let's try something." And she says, "If you want to get to my boyfriend, you got to get through me." And then she said, "Okay, your turn." So he came up, and she kissed him. And she said, "That's right. Now, if you want to get through my brother, you got to get through me." And then they showed her a picture of Alabama, and I'm telling you, I about died. And that's when I saw your invite, TJ. She's kissing her brother and saying, "You got to get through me." And they showed a picture of Alabama, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm done."
It kind of squares, though, really. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And TJ, I'm 100% sending you that video if I can find it again.
Yeah, send it to me.
There are some really horrific jokes that not even I would tell in private company about the South and
Where
the
where are we drawing
propensity.
the line on these days?
Well, I'm sure you know them, but yeah, there's. God, I wish I could tell it. It's just it'll get this thing taken down, no question about it. So I won't do it. But it's very It's I got to be careful too because I have people in the South that listen to me. I have a place in the South. I do love Southern people, but if you're a Trump-a-fuck, I hate your guts. So fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a joke about the
South
South. I've
does
been
that.
telling
We're
for
not
years.
sensitive. We're not. Southerners are not sensitive. A good joke is a good joke.
Yeah, but you know
Yeah,
what?
this one.
You got to remember that it's not limited to just the South. Pennsylvania has Appalachia. And boy, let me
Yeah.
tell you,
Ooh.
Central Pennsylvania, woo!
Oh, hold on, TJ. I got this one. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you about British John's first and only stand-up show in Dubois,
No,
Pennsylvania.
it's Du Bois. You got it right.
It's Du
Actually,
Bois.
Yeah.
They are not that classy. I still
John, just a quick joke about Du Bois, Pennsylvania. Did you hear that Penn State's moving their campus? They're moving it to Du Bois.
Wow.
It's not that I don't have a Joe and Sandy joke. It's just I cannot do it right now. This is not the place. Okay.
We actually,
I got a whole.
we live
John,
we
you
live
really-
reasonably
I'm one of those
close.
few British people who's been here long enough.
We live
I
reasonably
had a
close.
whole thing that I did it. I was in Montgomery County
Oh boy.
last fall. I did a show, and I had a heckler, and I love hecklers because you're welcome to my. You just invited yourself to my asshole of a mind, and I said, "My God, I don't usually get hecklers like you. You're pretty," and he went, "Really?" I said, "Oh yeah, you get a Sandusky scholarship in a minute. How are you for? Can you catch balls?" And I wasn't even thinking this stuff was coming out. Like, I have no idea where this violent, horrible stuff comes from, but I carry it around with me. No, let me tell you about Du Bois because this is funny.
There's a comedy
It
club
was
in
during
Du Bois.
C19. No, let me explain. Let me tell you the story, then it'll make more sense.
Okay.
So it was during C19. My wife's dog qualified for the Westminster Dog Show. She'd driven out to Chicago in the RV. I drove out to Chicago in my electric car, doing a sponsored thing with Volkswagen, and then I took my daughter and my father-in-law from Chicago to New York for the dog show. No problem at all. On our way back, had to charge at the Electrify America at Dubois, whatever, in Walmart car park. We pull into the car, and you have to bear in mind this is 4 years ago, so 5 years ago, 4 years ago. So there wasn't the infrastructure that there is now. So when I say there wasn't another fast charger for 100 miles, there was not another charger for 100 miles in any direction.
I agree with that.
I pull in, and like a lot of Walmarts, there's a gas station as you turn in, then you got the Walmart. The chargers are over on the left-hand side. There's 4 of them, 2 of them out of order, and there is a black Chevy Cruze, and it's at least 15 years old by the looks of it, but it is beautifully maintained. I joke you not, this thing was cheap and beautifully looked after, and it is blocking the only functional charger that is there. And I want to charge and go. I've got my father-in-law with me who is suffering from horrible constipation and had gone in to buy prune juice. I joke you not. And I've got my daughter, my then, young toddler daughter in the back seat. We're waiting for this person to come out of the store, and they're not turning up. Eventually, I start writing a note. And because I like to mess with people, I said, hey, you're kind of blocking us in. You're creating a bad situation from us. I only drive an electric car because of Biden's crazy gas prices. I'm playing to the audience.
Yeah.
Just as I go to put it under her windscreen, this lady walks past and she comes to the car, and I take the note off. What are you doing on my car? I said, ma'am, I was leaving you a note. I was unable to charge because of, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was wearing a Union Jack face mask. This was during C19, and congenital lung defect.
well, I don't like the way you're speaking. It's not very respectful. And I lost it. And I said, well, ma'am, I was being respectful. It's just you don't understand the accent and the long words. And she said, my husband is the chief of police. And that was all the invitation I needed. So I'm going to do the TikTok friendly version of this, but you're just going to have to imagine what the unfriendly version sounds like. Well, ma'am, that's never worried me in the past. I have a good record with the police. I am 13-0 for failure to stop illegal right turns and speeding. In fact, ma'am, it is impossible for me to get a speeding ticket in any state. And that's because two reasons. One, the British accent is like a get out of jail free card. Just ask Hugh Grant. Second of all, my British driving license has 26 characters on it, and most cops don't know there's that many in the alphabet. The other half can't read. She starts chanting at me. And literally like, I said, ma'am, don't worry. Let me tell you, explain how this happens, ma'am, because I could blow through a red light in any city, including this one, with 3 cops watching, including your husband, with an unalived lady of the night in the passenger seat, a quantity of pseudomyafin-related paraphernalia on the dashboard, a midget in the backseat committing an act of carnal things with a miniature quarter horse. And when I get pulled over, I'm getting a 3-cop escort for the screaming anchor baby in the backseat of my car. She called her husband. And I ended up literally driving at high speed across the state line, having thrown my father-in-law, literally gone in and grabbed him off the toilet seat in Walmart to throw him in the car. And we did not stop until we got to the Waffle House at Youngstown.
Fucking rebel. Straight up rebel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the term discretion's the better part of valor?
I mean, it sounds like something a British down. It just doesn't sound like a thing a British person would do either.
Yeah. It's
Like,
that's pushing it. And you tamped this down a little bit too. It was a little more harsh what you really did.
oh,
Right?
it was. It's horrible. It's my old closer.
John,
It,
I
yeah.
have some poetic justice for you. The previous chief of police for Du Bois was suspended in February 2024 and fired in April following an investigation.
Dear God.
For
what?
Looking
Please
to
tell
you,
me.
British John.
Please tell me it was spousal abuse.
I don't know. I'm looking.
'Cause I swear to God, if it's spousal abuse, I will go to court and testify on his behalf. Free him now. That man deserves a medal.
We drive across Pennsylvania frequently, like several times a year, and we try to avoid Du Bois like there's no tomorrow.
At all costs.
You can't. You really
You
can't
can't.
because like that's like the one place you can get gas or get like there's like nothing on either side, so like you're screwed. Like we have to stop there, and it's like it's horrible.
What's wrong with Du Bois?
It's bad.
It is like an armpit of Pennsylvania. Like it's really
It is what they call a hick town.
Yeah.
Got
It's
it.
almost like
yes, but
it's almost like
unfortunately
a sundown town.
it's not even yes exactly like it's not even like it's a hick town. It's like the only town.
I want to say that what he meant by that, this wasn't a racial reference. He wasn't saying that it's a sundown town in the class. What he said is most of the people are intellectually stilted. You would think they had sundowners. That's what he meant, people. Okay, I want to be very clear about this.
No, the president has
I just thought it
sundown.
was Redneckville, that's all. Trailer parks,
God.
that kind of shit.
Yeah, it is.
It's not even trailer parks. It's the most random.
Nope.
So we were looking at, I had to feed my daughter and my father-in-law. And so as I'm like 20 miles out, I'm looking at Yelp, and there is a restaurant at each end of town off of the freeway, which have got 3.6 or something like that. All the ones in the middle had 2s. Like, it's like, huh, the highway food is better. Oh, the Flying J is where they go for family meals,
You didn't go to the Chinese restaurant, did you?
Oh my God,
No,
that's so bad. It's so bad. The Chinese restaurant.
no, my father-in-law wanted to go to the Dutch place on
Yeah.
Oh
the
God,
other
that
side of
place.
town.
That place is. Oh, it's horrible.
Okay,
The,
the
the
fact that we
Dutch like
did,
diner place. Oh, it's so bad.
The
yeah,
Dutch diner. Yeah, it's terrible.
his reason for going is that they'll have apple pie. That was the only reason he wanted to go there. Is they will have apple pie. Do you want to see a menu? Nope, they'll have apple pie. Okay, that is. I see you're thinking here. Um, anyway, I digress. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, run out of town. The other thing is, I would tell you, because there's a whole thing about, ironically, that Waffle House indirectly led to the career I have, but not because of what happened in 2021, but because of what happened to somebody else 17 years ago. Because they made a decision to move to LA and start a career there in that Waffle House. I always thought it was hilarious that I ended up hiding from the police.
Wow.
I told him, and I can't tell you who this person is, but I told him the story, and he said, "Oh yeah, we never went." He said, "We always knew not to go there. We never stopped there for gas." I went, "Okay, got it. It's that bad." So, yeah, Youngstown. Who would have thought Youngstown had something good about it? It's
Yes,
not.
agree. Having grown up like 20 minutes from Youngstown, I totally agree with you.
Noted. Avoid Youngstown, avoid Du Bois.
Youngstown,
Okay.
Ohio, at one time was a big mafioso town. They were actually, for a while, they were the murder capital of the U.S.
They
There's a
were.
lot of yeah. They surpassed Chicago in like the late '90s because of all the mafia activity.
What was the reference? The Egg. The Egg was the restaurant there.
Yeah, the egg.
It was like the mafia freaking headquarters. The Egg.
That's interesting.
So TJ, let me tell you my southern joke that I tell all the time. Because Mike mentioned Appalachia. So I was watching a special on Appalachia, the mountains, the hill guys, and they were in the bar talking to this guy, and they asked him, hey, what do you guys do for fun and blah blah blah. Well, we do this, that, and the other. And then he says, well, what do you do for when you guys want to hook up? You
His
come back
sister.
down to? No, he said, do you come back down to the local bar? He says, why go to the bar when I just go down the hall?
Right, exactly.
I can't remember the whole joke. A friend of mine said, you had the hills have eyes. Each head's got three.
Fucking embrace.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
This went sideways. But
Sorry. Hey, TJ invited me.
I think it went sideways about the time we brought up British John, but it's okay. The comedy's been actually pretty good, John. No, we get the whole thing with Donald Trump and the Kennedy Center. It's just the next distraction. I've been thinking about it. Like, he's trying to divert away from how bad the Kennedy Center is, but also, I think he's starting to realize how bad the files are actually looking for him, because, he says, well, I'm exonerated. It's not working.
His mind.
Yeah.
Did you see the one of Prince Andrew on all fours over that girl that looked like she was lifeless?
Yeah, I saw that one through Under the Desk News, and I have no idea what that was about.
I haven't actually seen this, but that is actually a classic British move. It's called The Conquest. So just
Jesus, John. God. Oh.
and I hold on. I didn't even think I realized this, but I'm in agreement with one of the other people that's in the file on the bad side of it. It's absolutely true. lady parts don't have carbs. You can eat as much of that as you want. It's perfectly fine. I'm like, that's
Glad this isn't mine.
Yeah, no shit,
John,
Mike.
I have a question for you. It's my contention, with all this stuff with the Epstein files, I never thought we'd get all of it while Donald Trump was in power. But I'm a firm believer that there are a lot of people that already have these files. We know the Oversight Committee has said that we've seen some of the pictures and they're horrific. Well, show us, bitch. But in talking about the King of England and what he did to Andrew before any of this stuff came to light, I got to believe that the royal family in England has seen a lot of this stuff and knew what was coming. And that's why they cut him out early.
well.
They had
First of all, they didn't cut him out early. It's taken 15 years. They knew about it before.
True. Well, early
I,
compared to when the shit's coming out.
yeah. Bear in mind, Andrew is a liar, a philanderer, and a bastard. And those are just the nice words I know.
Yeah.
If you want to just have some fun, just Google Prince Andrew and the word Pizza Express. This man used a recipe for a middle class pizza restaurant as an alibi for a lifetime. It was. Mike, just dial back on the angry typing, okay? The keyboard didn't say anything about your mother, but thank God.
Dude, you just told me to Google Prince Andrew and Pizza Express. That's all I'm fucking doing.
I know, but it sounds like you're committing grievous bodily assault against the QWERTYs. Anyway, so he had his own issues. He couldn't possibly be in that picture with the lady that he's in a picture with because he was at a Pizza Express with his daughter. It's like, and yet we can see the picture quite clearly.
Damn, John,
Yeah.
you're on one tonight, boy.
Oh,
Hell.
God damn it, really?
Yep. You just got to know this, didn't you?
Yeah. I haven't said anything bad yet.
I knew you would. I knew it.
Yeah, got a restriction for harassment and bullying.
Oh, because he was telling Mike to pull back on the typing.
It wasn't
Oh,
my
my
fault.
Lord.
I just want to say, it was not my fault this time. It was not my fault.
Nope, you got to take him down for 10 minutes or they're going to pull your line.
What I like to think is that I managed to get that entire joke out, which is pretty bloody awful, and covers 5 areas of felony level bad thing, and yet committing assault on a QWERTY keyboard was the thing that got me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eric,
All right,
I got a
well,
question for you, Eric.
Thanks for joining, John. I'm going to have to drop you down.
This
Yeah,
might
that's
change
right.
your algorithm. What do you think about the election in Texas? Is that a really big deal like I think it is? Or,
Yes.
okay.
It's a huge deal.
Two things with that. There was a state seat that was Trump plus 17 that we flipped. Okay? And I don't remember what the final score was, but it was at least 20 points, I think, that they flipped the seat by. So you start talking about 20 point spread. How many races are won by less than 20 points?
Exactly.
Tons, right?
Tons.
This is huge news against the Republicans. The House seat we knew was going to be a Democratic flip. This was a seat held by Republicans, I believe. But back in November during the general, there was an election for this seat. And there was like 13 people or something like that in the race. Nobody got 50%. So they had to do a runoff with the top 2. Both were Democrats. That one was a guaranteed Democratic pickup. That one's not as big of a story. It's still bad news for Mike Johnson because right now there are only 218 Republicans in the House of Representatives.
And we've got 214, right?
We're at 214. There's 2 special elections coming. Well, 3. You've got the seat in New Jersey coming up sometime soon for Mickey Sherrill's seat. that's going to almost guarantee to be a Democratic pickup. Then you've got Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat. That one's going to be a fight. But if we can flip by 20 points like what they did in Texas, we could pick that up. That'd bring us to 216. Then there's that seat for the congressman that died. Was it the car crash from California?
We won that one already. I saw that tonight.
I thought that was the one that.
Is that the black gentleman?
No, that's the one. The one I'm thinking of was the one Gavin Newsom is kicking out all the way to
no.
August.
This was in Georgia. The one I'm talking about it was a black guy. He was an older black guy. I forget what his name was. I just kind of barely saw it. I reposted it actually, but I have to go back and find that. But
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I'll send it to you because I reposted it because this guy named Nick Roberts. He's like a baby brother to Aaron Parnas, and he's very, very quiet. But he talks about all of the Democratic people who won these races that nobody's talking about, and he puts them out daily. So that's where I saw that part. I'll take a look at it and send it to you.
Well, Van Reese in the comments says MTG is trying to flip her seat blue.
Yeah, how?
What the?
Yeah, how is that even possible?
We have we flipped MTG over to at least maybe not being a Democrat, but being an ally. What the hell?
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
I can't trust her.
This is about as I don't know if it's good or bad. Is it like
you can't trust her, but I think she's been just playing the game all along.
Bingo.
Yeah, well, this is like the fucking Twilight Zone anymore.
Well,
and I've been watching the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's definitely been the Twilight Zone.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
If she was on our side and as vigorous as she is, but meaningful, then I guess. But I don't trust her to flip back. You know what I mean?
I don't trust her not to flip back, but if she can put a Democrat in that seat, okay, that would be 2 pickups. That'd bring us to 216. You have the seat in California, again, probably not going to be a pickup. But Mike Johnson is going to be sitting there sweating bullets on every single vote because it's, they can't lose any votes. They are so screwed right now. If they bring up a motion to vacate the chair, they may not even have the votes to come up with a speaker.
Right.
They would need every Republican to agree on the next speaker. Well, that is how thin their majority is.
So they should be in full damage control right now, especially after this Texas election. Like they should, you would think that they would be like, okay, enough of this bullshit. There's no way a Democrat should have won in Texas. We got to get rid of Trump, Vance, all of these guys and get real again.
What I've been saying, what I think is going to happen is at some point they're either the Big Mac's going to get Trump or they're going to move on Trump and move to Vance. And Vance is going to be given marching orders for damage control. Fix this shit.
Yep.
But what I think you're going to see in the very short term before getting rid of Trump or anything like that, we got this funding bill that they're going to vote on tomorrow. Okay? On whether or not to fund the government through September and whether or not to fund ICE. I think you are going to see ICE getting a bunch of restrictions coming through from the Republicans. They are going to agree to back off on everything Republican related, including things like, no roving raids, having to wear body cameras and use them, having to have their faces shown, all those things. Everything the Democrats want, I think the Republicans are going to agree to, as you said, for damage control.
I think you're right, Eric, because I saw a video of a Texas congressman, no less, saying that ICE is out of control in Minneapolis. And you never hear that from them.
Did you guys see? No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go for it, optimistic.
No, did you guys see Johnson on Meet the Press? And he kept saying, no, ICE agents have to cover up their face for security, which is insane. You have officers on the street. You have people, it makes no sense. So he said they're not budging on that.
Well, thing is, they don't need a lot of Republicans to budge. Like we were just talking about, they can only lose 1 or 2 votes. 2 Republicans flip, maybe 3, side with the Democrats, and it passes without Mike Johnson. That's
Okay.
where they're at. He
Exactly.
can say everything he
Okay.
wants. If even if a couple members of his party can see the writing on the wall, it is bad news for the Republicans for doing what they want to do.
But they
Right.
lost Tillis, right? Tom Tillis is on a freaking path. That dude is losing his shit over this.
Yeah,
I know. I was shocked by that, but
right.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're definitely right. He's just catering to the Trumpster, saying what the
Is
Trumpster wants to hear.
is the
Hey,
Arizona governor? I'm sorry, Arizona Attorney General. Is she Democratic or Republican?
I think she's a Democrat.
All right, because that might explain. Remember, I sent you that video, TJ, and you were like,
Yeah,
"Whoa, that's not good." It's not good for her saying stuff like that. And
yeah,
Mike Johnson not bending.
yeah. I think she's a Democrat, but I don't know that for all certainty. But I'm pretty sure. Did you guys see that the names of the 2 Border Patrol agents that pew-pewed
I
Alex
did.
Preddy? Their names were released. Did
Yes,
you look at
sir.
their names?
Yep, they're
No way.
Hispanic.
No way.
Yes,
Yep,
they
both
both
of
of
them
them were.
Hispanic.
Jesus Sequoia and Raimundo Gutierrez.
I
Yeah,
hadn't
there's
seen that, but
Gutierrez
that is
and
kind of surprising.
Casa.
I saw it. That's exactly right.
Tiffany said that Mitch Daniels and Evan Bayh
Evan Bayh.
are in the files. Come on. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. This, no wonder he said start a fucking war, do whatever it takes. Those files can't get out. Jesus Mary.
Right?
You lost Rebecca.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I did look. The Attorney General from Arizona is a Democrat.
Okay. So that's why she said what she said. I can't say it on your live, Eric, because I'll get it taken down, what she said about ICE. But she basically used them as stand your ground.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
And you can't even talk. But you know why we haven't heard anything about the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, Patriot Front, the 3%ers, and the rest of those groups?
Well, we hear about them every day, Eric.
Because they
Very
finally,
nice.
they finally got jobs. All
Yeah.
those losers finally got a job.
Yeah, we hear about them every single
Well, and the
day.
dumb thing,
Well-paid jobs.
See,
I was seeing something about, like, that $50,000 bonus they've got that they were supposedly given, which there's no guarantee Trump is going to pay them. But that $50,000 bonus is only payable after 5 full years.
Yep.
And if they don't make it 5 years,
They got to pay back.
they have to pay it back.
That's right.
Well, in 5 years, there's going to be a Democrat in office. Guaranteed.
yeah, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. Listen, this is a valid point, and I'll tell you why. Is that when this shit switches over and the committees change, the committee should demand the list of names of everybody that was hired from January 20th, 2025 up until present. And then in 2028, they should fire everyone that was hired between those dates, right? And then
110%.
and then they all have to pay it back and all their names get released. That's what should
I think it's
happen.
going to be more than that.
Well,
I think it'll be more than that. I think they're going to face criminal charges. I
Well,
think there's
yeah.
going to be,
But
like,
we
there's going to
want,
be our version of the Nuremberg trial.
yeah.
yeah.
It's coming. There are going to be public trials. There's going to be charges, and there's going to be lots of people held accountable. It's going to end up being bigger than everything that happened with January 6th.
Oh, I'm sure. Did you see?
The number of people charged in January 6th is going to be minuscule, I think, by comparison.
Take 30 years for those trials. Did you see Bovino down in Las Vegas just having a grand old time in the bar? No kid.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
I just saw a video. He's in the bar laughing it up like nothing is going on. And they were like, enjoy it, buddy, because in 3 years, you'll be behind bars.
You know what though, Trucker? He's the reason why I keep a lock and a sock in my pocket. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. I heard that he was in Vegas and that they were having a good old time down there.
He is.
But he's now out. I mean, he got transferred back to California, demoted, not in disgrace. Apparently, they're saying it wasn't because of poor performance or anything. It was reshuffling the deck, basically.
Right.
Well, how did Trump put it? Well, when you got people that you just got to shake the team up or something is how he put it.
Well,
To get better production. I
well,
think.
Eric, here's the thing. They are out there for 8 months at a time. They get tired. We keep them away from their family. So, of course, we have to reshuffle, recharge, re-engage, and get some fresh blood out there, is what he said.
Yeah, it must be exhausting. It must be exhausting to violate people's rights every day. That
Exactly.
must be really fucking exhausting.
Uh, well, did you guys see? I did a TikTok on it, I think, or no, I talked about it over on my podcast. That a state senator from Arizona, maybe it was a state rep, wants to do away with the 17th Amendment. They want to repeal the 17th, and that's the one we never talk about.
Isn't that Joel Webbin? Pastor Webbin?
That might be who it is. I'm not sure, but they want to do away with the 17th, which is the direct election of U.S. senators. They want to go back to state legislatures appointing senators.
Oh, no. Okay. So Webbin wants to get rid of the 19th Amendment, I think it is. Where
Is that
Well, that's the women's right to vote.
Exactly. Yeah, that's that pastor. That guy's a
Of
dick.
course he does.
He's a
Yeah.
dick. Yeah, he's a
What a
dick.
fucking jack off.
He says that his wife can't even read a book unless he approves it.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah,
he's one of those.
Yeah,
he's a real tough guy.
yeah. You
He's
guys
a
should
real
research
tough
him.
guy.
Yeah, research him. Joel Webbin, Pastor Webbin. He's
Somebody
one of the
should
ones
go.
that
Oh, and he's a pastor. That's a real shot.
Yeah,
he's an advisor to what is that Heritage Foundation? He's one of those guys.
shocker.
Yeah.
I just looked at a picture of him. He's probably in the Epstein files too.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's just my gut reaction. But
With those dark eyes and that beard he's got, creepy looking. Yeah.
yeah, that guy.
Yep. Somebody, Lovebug said he's a Christian nationalist. Exactly.
Here's a guy that got picked on in school.
A big chunk of them did. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the number one was Stephen Miller.
Absolutely.
That fucking dude.
Oh, and he thinks he's going to get out of this scot-free. He's not.
Yeah, he's fucked.
I think what's going to happen is when JD finally takes over, because I'm still convinced Donald Trump's not making it to 2029.
Hell no.
When
Hell
JD
no.
takes over, all of those fuckers are gone.
Yeah, they'll wipe
Stephen
them out.
Miller's gone. About the only one who would probably be safe
Marco Rubio.
is Rubio.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be the only one who's safe.
I don't know,
And
Eric.
Rubio maybe.
I don't know because what came out today? Did you hear what came out today about Rubio?
What?
That he was the funder of the Russia?
No way.
Yes.
Yeah, but JD Vance doesn't care about that.
Right. That's why I think he's going to be. If he's still in the cabinet, Rubio would be safe.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think as far as who JD would pick as a VP, I think JD's going to pick somebody normal,
Steve Bannon.
somebody sane.
Steve Bannon.
No, it won't be Steve Bannon. It's going to be. I'm thinking it'll be somebody like Brian Kemp. It'll be somebody like Chris Christie, Nikki Haley, or oh God, I can't think of it. I can't think of the senator now. The senator from Utah, Mitt Romney.
That would be a safe
Nah.
bet for him. I mean, it would be safe for him, but
It's going to be somebody safe, just to fill the gap. Somebody that they know, especially if it happens after Democrats have control of at least one chamber. they're going to have to pick somebody normal to get Democrats to vote for.
Yeah.
That makes
They're
sense.
not going to be able to pick.
Yeah, but you know what though? The only thing that I disagree about Romney, and I'll tell you why. Because Romney's been an outward opponent to MAGA. And even though J.D. Vance is going to try to separate himself from that, he's still going to help the loyalists that helped along the way.
I wasn't necessarily meaning that he would definitely be in the running, but somebody like him, right? Like somebody you don't associate with MAGA. A normal Republican. Hell, they could go out. I think Jeb Bush is still alive. They could pick Jeb Bush.
You just dig somebody up. I mean, Jesus.
But my point is, they could go back to a Bush era Republican or something. Trying to normalize the Republican Party again, because I am convinced that if or when J.D. Vance has to become president, and I'm almost convinced 100% that he's going to have to pick it up before the end of Donald Trump's term.
Yeah.
They're going to tell him to fix our image.
What about...
Bring us back.
Well, you know what? In order for them to fucking win anything, they better fucking zombie-eyes fucking John McCain's corpse, because that's the only way they're going to win fucking anything.
What about that one guy? I'm not sure if he was Speaker of the House, but he retired a couple years back. Real handsome guy, curly hair.
Oh gosh.
Paul Ryan?
Yeah.
Paul Ryan.
Yeah. Mhm.
What about bringing him back? Because he was reasonable.
I mean, he would be a reasonable Republican. He's somebody I hadn't thought about, but yeah. And he's far enough disconnected from politics where he has a political history of being a success, and he's not connected to Donald Trump and MAGA. Not really.
Because
Right,
he's been quiet.
He probably doesn't want any part of that mess if he wants to run
Yeah.
for president on himself. But who'd be a good choice, because he's already he's not alive anymore, but he would have been a perfect choice. But he's already been an adjudicated criminal, so he fits perfectly in, would be Spiro Agnew. Bring Spiro Agnew back. He's been
Talk
with
about
EP
digging him up.
before. He's been convicted. He'd be perfect. He'd be perfect. He'll take the fall for anybody. I was going to say about Stephen Miller too. I don't know. There's little facts that you maybe didn't know about Stephen Miller. In high school, he was voted most likely not to go to prom and to get picked last for kickball. And it came to fruition. He didn't go to prom. Nobody picked him for kickball. The guy's just a weenie.
I want to respond to Van Reese. What I mean by reasonable meaning not in the times that we're in now, like reasonable 5-10 years ago, reasonable. Because right now, nothing is reasonable.
Not willing to trade away our democracy for fascism.
Exactly. That's what I meant. Because this regime is just out of control. Oh, and Mike, I've been meaning to email you or text you. Whenever you're ready, let me know. We can do another one-on-one.
Well, I just finished with Tony tonight, and I'm open tomorrow if you want to do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, we'll do it. Sounds good.
Well, I've been going about 90 minutes. I've got to get this downloaded and up for tomorrow. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. For everybody on the panel, TJ, Rational Boomer Mike, Optimistic, Trucker T, British John, and Rebecca. I want to thank everybody for joining me.
And I thank TJ for inviting me 20 minutes late. Fucker.
Yeah. How about that?
All right. Thank you all for joining me, and I will catch you guys all the next time I go live.
All right, Eric, I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Have a
Sounds
good night,
good.
you guys.
No,
That was Eric. That does it for our analysis today, If you appreciated us cutting through the noise to get to the critical context, please make sure you're subscribed to the Analytical Iowan podcast on Spotify and YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for listening.